Welcome to Skinner and Chalmers Weekly Roast. Today, MemedHamsAI IRL, celebrating almost 2 years of AI chaos. Previously at Skinner and Chalmers Weekly Roast, Skinner had been trying to tidy up the attic and dust off the living dolls. He carried them into the garden and started cleaning them all together with Yugi. When Chalmers came home from work, he had seen this and was not at all enthusiastic. Chalmers hates the dolls, but he took the opportunity to look in the attic for his old photos from his time at university. Scene 1, the intro scene. At this point, it should be noted that this is a very special episode of Skinner and Chalmers Weekly Roast. Tonight, we delve into the digital looking glass, paying homage to ArticTiger's magnificent creation, the MemedHamsAI stream, which approaches its second anniversary soon. Prepare for a journey into the familiar, yet endlessly, hilariously strange.
Good morrow, Gary! Or should I say good, whatever time the AI decides this particular iteration is taking place. It's always a delightful surprise, isn't it? Like finding an extra sock in the dryer that doesn't belong to either of us or any of the pets.
Good morrow, Seymour. Yes, the temporal ambiguity is just one of the many features of our digital counterparts. I woke up this morning convinced it was Tuesday, but according to one particularly glitchy AI segment I caught last night, it was apparently Spagna's Day, a day dedicated entirely to sentient pasta.
Was Spagna's Day? Oh, I love that. We should adopt that. Imagine, Gary, a day where spaghetti cooks itself and perhaps even offers philosophical advice. Cogsworth could finally have a day off from untangling the pasta machine. He's been complaining about carpal tunnel in his stone wrists again.
Cogsworth doesn't have wrists, Seymour. He's a golem. And I distinctly recall his union representative filing a grievance last week about excessive fettuccine fatigue. Let's not give them more ammunition. Besides, starting the day assumes we ever truly ended the last one. Sometimes those AI streams just loop.
Ah, the eternal recurrence of the roast. It's quite Nietzschean when you think about it. Are we doomed to repeat the cycle of culinary ambition and fiery mishap forevermore, both in digital and in reality? It's a profound thought to start the day. Wouldn't you agree?
Profoundly exhausting, perhaps. I just hope for coffee. Did the AI version of me get coffee this morning? I bet it did. Probably some artisanal blend sourced from volcanic vents on O. My digital self seems to have much better luck with beverages.
Patience, my dear superintendent. Coffee is brewing, though I admit I was momentarily distracted by the idea of teaching Krakatoa, our pet volcano, how to percolate. Think of the geothermal energy savings and the unique, slightly sulfurous flavor notes.
Absolutely not, Seymour. We are not turning Krakatoa into a coffee maker. Remember what happened when you tried to use Cumulus the cloud for evaporative cooling? We had indoor drizzle for a week, and Mrs. Transgecko developed a persistent cough.
A minor setback. Cumulus was merely expressing atmospheric disappointment, and Mrs. Transgecko's cough added a certain percussive element to Dobbo's morning squawks. It was almost musical. Almost. But yes, coffee first. Existential AI loops later.
Thank you. And perhaps today, we could aim for a meal that doesn't involve experimental pet participation or spontaneous combustion. Just a thought, the AI versions of us seem to struggle with that concept rather spectacularly.
Where's the fun in that, Gary? Predictability is the enemy of a memorable meal. Although, I did have a rather ambitious plan for lunch. Something involving molecular gastronomy and the leftover ectoplasm from Swampy's visit last Tuesday.
Ectoplasm? Right, perhaps I'll just have toast. Has the AI version of you ever successfully made toast? Or does it usually end up burning down everything it touches or creating sentient breadcrumbs in the process?
Oh, the sentient breadcrumbs incident. That was a classic. They formed a tiny picket line around the toaster, demanding shorter browning times. ArticTiger had to code in a miniature mediator. It was peak MemedHamsAI. But worry not, today promises something truly special. Or at least truly something.
That fills me with a familiar sense of foreboding, Seymour. A sense that has been honed by years of experience. Just try not to involve Sonic's prize-winning chili dog collection this time. He's still replacing the authentic Chicago-style realish dispenser you borrowed.
That was a misunderstanding involving advanced bartering techniques. Anyway, onward to the day, or the simulation, or both.
Audience gasp. Dun dun dun. Scene 2, the burned food scene.
Right then, Gary, for our midday repast, I decided upon something truly avant-garde. A dish whispered about in the hallowed halls of culinary innovation. A recipe procured from a rather shabby-looking cookbook bound in what appeared to be synthetic Bigfoot fur. Behold, deep-fried quantum foam!
Deep-fried quantum foam? Seymour, please tell me you didn't attempt to harvest subatomic particles using my good whisk and the toaster. Again, the last time you experimented with quantum states in the kitchen, we briefly existed in 3 different timelines simultaneously, and Mifferstar Gay-Gecko ended up temporarily fused with the salt shaker.
Details! Details! This time was different. I employed a contained micro-singularity generator borrowed from Tails. Very reliable chap and the finest ethically sourced void essence. It was meant to be a light, airy confection with paradoxical flavor notes that tasted like everything and nothing all at once.
And how did that turn out, Seymour, judging by the acrid smell permeating the house, which carries distinct undertones of burnt theoretical physics and shattered dreams? I suspect it didn't go quite according to plan. Why you buy?
Well, there was a minor complication during the final frying stage. The foam had achieved a state of unexpected ontological certainty. It became rather aggressively existent and pyrophoric.
Ah, I see. Oh, shit. Wait a second. I'm not even supposed to be in that scene.
Great, we messed up big time without even reaching the getting caught scene. Well, anyway, let's continue. Audience gasps.
Skinner gestures towards the oven, from which thick, black smoke is billowing, carrying faint, high-pitched screams that might be subatomic particles returning to the void, or possibly just the smoke alarm finally giving up the ghost.
Holy fucking shit, this sucks.
It certainly looks like it sucks, Seymour. It looks like you've managed to incinerate a concept. How does one even burn foam? Especially quantum foam. Shouldn't it technically just cease to exist if overheated?
Ah, but that's the beauty of experimental cooking, a random voice appearing out of nowhere. You push the boundaries of reality. Sometimes reality pushes back with fire, and possibly a small, localized reality warp in the vicinity of the spice rack. I think the paprika might be sentient now. It looked at me funny.
Sentient paprika. Just add it to the list. Right below the self-aware breadcrumbs. And the existential druminating from the bird quantum foam. Skinner. Seems like the event. Guard lunch is cancelled.
Cancelled is such a harsh word. Whoever is talking there. I wonder if you're supposed to be a student or whatever you are. Anyways, let's say postponed. Indefinitely. Due to unforeseen exothermic reactions and potential spice sentience. But fear not, I have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan. Rule number 1 of living in Mem Field. And being married to Chalmers, I suppose.
Your backup plans usually involve light property damage and frantic improvisation. Seymour, what culinary marvel are you cocktailing in your mind now?
Please tell me it doesn't involve Gizmo, Mr. Jellybeans, or any attempt to milk the pet goat, or the go-birds from the van goat, or even the canned goat.
Heavens no! Though milking cumulus does present an interesting meteorological challenge. No, this requires finesse, subtlety, and possibly a grappling hook.
A grappling hook. Why do I suddenly feel like our neighbor's prize? Winning petunias are in mortal danger.
Patience, random character, all will be revealed. Or at least, replaced.
Scene 3. A window scene.
Damn it all to hell back and forth. I can't believe this. My food one is burned to a crisp, right? The quantum foam fiasco requires creative countermeasures, a strategic acquisition from an external source. Quick thinking, that's the key. Like that time Robot Skinner replaced all the school's chalk with sticks of highly unstable dynamite, we had to improvise morning announcements using semaphore flags and interpretive dance for a week.
I remember. The interpretive dance portion about the revised lunch menu was particularly harrowing. So, what's the plan? Are you phoning Krusty Burger again, like in the OG? Please say you're phoning Krusty Burger. Their emergency steamed hams delivery service is surprisingly efficient these days.
Krusty Burger, Gary, please. And why are you even here already again?
Oh shit, sorry, wrong timing. I'm waiting in the living room again.
Yeah, back to the yes, the Krusty Burger service. That's admitting defeat. That's like letting the AI win. No, this requires a more personal touch. A neighborly procurement. I was thinking, remember those delightful-looking vegan victory victuals that Van Gogh, our esteemed mayor, was cultivating in their hydroponic garden shed.
Van Gogh's prize, winning soy cutlets. Seymour, you can't possibly be suggesting Van Gogh guards those things like they're the crown. Jewels dipped in organic hummus. They have laser grids and guard geese. Highly trained guard geese.
Precisely, adds an element of challenge. Makes the eventual meal taste all the sweeter. Now, the trick is bypassing the geese. I figure a diversion is in order. Perhaps old Bartholomew, our pet skeleton, could perform a distracting tap dance routine. He's been working on a new shuffle ball, change that's quite captivating.
Using our reanimated skeletal pet to distract militant waterfowl so you can steal vegan cutlets from the mayor. Seymour, even by Memfield standards, this plan seems excessively convoluted and likely to end with Bartholomew losing a tibia. Again.
Nonsense. Bartholomew is surprisingly resilient. Besides, I won't be going near the G's. That's where the window comes in. I shall execute a daring rooftop traverse. A silent infiltration via the upstairs bathroom window. A quick shimmy down the drain pipe. Cogsworth reinforced it last month after that incident with the escaped Roomba army, and then a swift extraction of the victuals using a repurposed fishing gaff.
You intend to climb out of our bathroom window, navigate the treacherous terrain of our golem, maintain roof tiles, rappel down a drain pipe, and pilfer Van Gogh's vegan delicacies with a fishing gaff, all while Bartholomew performs skeletal soft, psychotic geese.
Exactly. See, when you say it like that, it sounds perfectly feasible, almost elegant, in a chaotic sort of way. It's like something out of a spy movie, if the spy was slightly inept and craving soy products.
And what if Van Gogh catches you? They have that unnerving ability to appear silently whenever unsecured snacks are involved. Remember the Great Salt Heist of 23. My pretzels have never been the same.
But Van Gogh is scheduled for a televised debate this afternoon on the ethical implications of chlorophyll-based currency. They'll be preoccupied. It's the perfect window of opportunity. Literally.
Skinner begins enthusiastically, unlatching the kitchen window, peering out with the focused intensity of a man, planning garden espionage.
Now, if I can just get a good angle, maybe use the Golem Union's flagpole as a makeshift zip line, yes. This could work. Victory Victuals, here I come, for culinary glory, and because I incinerated lunch.
I should probably alert Master Chief. His orbital surveillance drone might pick up the in-chase scene. It's good for his situational awareness training and my morbid curiosity.
Excellent thinking, random character. Teamwork makes the dream work, or in this case, makes the slightly illegal acquisition of vegan foodstuffs possible.
Skinner mutters his catchphrase, "Wish me luck." Skinner now attempts to hoist one leg over the windowsill. He immediately gets tangled in the curtains.
Minor snag, easily rectified. Hup.
Scene 4, the getting caught scene.
Seymour, what in the name of Krakatoa's indigestion is going on in here? I stepped out to check on the golem's synchronized weeding effort they're attempting, a rather complex crop circle pattern in the back lawn, and I returned to find you halfway out the window. entangled in the lace curtains like a distressed haddock while the kitchen fills with smoke the color of existential despair.
Chalmers, superintendent, husband, what an unexpected pleasure. I was just, admiring the structural integrity of our window frame. Yes, solid craftsmanship. They don't build them like this anymore. And performing some impromptu aerial yoga. Very good for the core.
Aerial yoga, while smoke billows from the oven cavity where, moments ago, you were attempting to deep fry a paradox. Seymour, the air smells like burnt nothingness and desperation. What did you do? Did the sentient paprika stage a coup?
Smoke. Good heavens, no, superintendent. That's not smoke. It's steam. Steam from the steamy quantum foam I was preparing. It's a complex steaming process. Very European.
Steamed quantum foam, you told me you deep-fried it, and foam, quantum or otherwise, does not typically produce opaque black vapor that stings the eyes and sets off the carbon monoxide detector 3 houses down. I can hear Sonic complaining already.
Just a moment. Don't you think your explanation is far too connected to the previous scene? In MemedHamsAI, it must feel like the AI has no context at all from the previous scenes, or just completely ignores them.
Seymour, focus.
Yes, sure. But this isn't ordinary steam, Gary. This is exotic steam. Highly localized thermal inversion steam, generated by the unique interaction between the void essence and my patented, Skinner simmer technique. Yes, it's meant to look like that, very atmospheric. Adds a certain dramatic flair to the meal preparation.
Chalmers walks over to the oven and cautiously opens the door. A wave of thick, acrid smoke engulfs him. He coughs.
Dramatic flair, Seymour. This isn't flare. It's a Class 3 atmospheric contaminant. It looks like you tried to cremate a dictionary in there. What happened to the deep-fried quantum foam, or the steamed quantum foam, or whatever state of matter it achieved before spontaneously combusting?
It too, sublimated. Yes, a rapid phase transition directly from solid foam to dramatic steam. Perfectly normal. Happens all the time in advanced culinary circles. You wouldn't understand. It requires a background in theoretical cookery.
I have a background in dealing with your theoretical cookery, Seymour, and it usually involves fire, extinguishers, and apologies to the neighbors. And why were you climbing out the window? Was the foam attempting escape?
Escape? Heavens no. I was merely checking the external ventilation shafts, ensuring optimal airflow for the Skinner simmer process. Gotta keep those exotic steam particles circulating correctly. You know, wouldn't want to build up.
A build-up of what? Lies. Seymour, I know exactly what happened. You burned the lunch again, and you were attempting some ridiculous scheme to acquire replacement food, weren't you? Was it Van Gogh's vegan victuals this time? I saw Bartholomew limbering up near the fence line with a top hat and cane.
Bartholomew was merely practicing his constitutional skeletal stretches, and I resent the implication, Superintendent. I am a man of culinary integrity, mostly. This is simply an unforeseen development in a bold gastronomic experiment. This is steam. Steam hams. No way. Steam foam, yes. That's it.
Steamed foam, which looks remarkably like incinerated regret. All right, say more. Let's just air out the kitchen before the smoke activates the Golem Union's emergency sprinkler system. Their contract specifies triple time hazard pay for unnecessary dousings.
An excellent suggestion, Gary. Ventilation. Teamwork. Now about those vittles, I mean about airing the place out.
Scene 5, dining room. The wrong meal scene. Chalmers. All right, Seymour. The smoke has cleared. Mostly, though the kitchen now carries the faint, lingering aroma of burned impossibility. Bartholomew has ceased his suspicious stretching routine, and Van Gogh's vegan victuals appear, thankfully, unmolested. So, what exactly are we having for lunch? Now that the quantum foam surprise has dissipated, Skinner, an excellent question, Superintendent. Fear not, for I have procured a delightful alternative, a regional delicacy, prepared with speed and ingenuity. Skinner now proudly presents 2 plates. On each plate sits a slightly squashed, grayish patty resting on a limp piece of lettuce. It bears a suspicious resemblance to the emergency rations Cogsworth, Sogs keeps, stockpiled for potential golem uprisings, or unexpected, overtime shifts.
Say more. What is this? It looks compressed and vaguely geological. Is this one of your attempts at Earth to table dining where you literally serve compacted Earth?
Compacted Earth, Gary, really? This is not just any patty. This is an artisanal Earth patty. Yes, a traditional dish from Utica. That's right, Utica. They're famous for them.
Utica, famous for artisanal Earth patties. Samer. I spent a semester lecturing on sedimentary geology at Utica College. The only Earth patties I encountered were in soil sample kits. These look remarkably like Golem MRE's meal ready to energize, specifically the compressed nutrient paste as a flavor neutral. Variety.
Golem MREs. Preposterous. These are Utica-style steamed nutrient cakes, a very specific regional variation you see in Utica. They don't call them artisanal Earth patties. No, that's more of an Albany expression. In Utica, it's strictly steamed nutrient cakes.
Steamed nutrient cakes, and yet I distinctly recall you incinerating the previous meal, not steaming it. And these patties have grill marks, very uniform, inorganic-looking grill marks, almost as if they were rapidly heated on, say, a Golem's internal core heating unit.
Grill marks? Good heaven, no. Those aren't grill marks. Those are flavor striations. Yes. A natural result of the unique Utica steaming method. It involves geothermal vents and special grooved steaming plates. Very technical. Creates these lovely striations. Full of flavor and energy.
Flavor striations. Right, so just to clarify, you burned the quantum foam, nearly climbed out the window to pilfer vegan snacks, and have now served me what appears to be repurposed Golem rations, claiming they are a regional delicacy from Utica called steamed nutrient cakes, which inexplicably feature grill marks, flavor striations. Is that about the size of it?
Precisely! You've grasped the complex culinary narrative perfectly, Gary. See, it all makes sense when explained properly. Now tuck in. You'll find the texture robust and the flavor present.
Robust and present, just what I always hope for in a meal. It certainly smells functional. Does the AI version of me ever question these meals? Samer. Or does it just politely chew on the compressed nutrient paste, blissfully unaware?
Oh, the AI Chalmers is quite the connoisseur. Sometimes it declares the meal a triumph of minimalist gastronomy. Other times, its voice glitches, and it starts reciting pi to 50 decimal places before demanding more flavor striations. It's unpredictable, really, much like actual dining here.
I suppose I should be grateful it's not sentient paprika. All right, say more. Pass the nutrient cake. But if I start craving motor oil later, I'm blaming you, and possibly Cogsworth.
Excellent. Bon appetit, or as they say in Utica, enjoy the striations.
Chalmers tentatively takes a bite. His expression remains unchanged.
Intriguing. It tastes faintly of minerals and slight existential dread.
See, paradoxical flavor notes, just like the quantum phone, only more solid. Success!
Audience gasps. Scene 6. The fire scene.
Seamer, while I appreciate the unique textural experience of this Tika steamed nutrient cake, I can't help but notice a certain ambience developing in the kitchen. Specifically, a flickering orange glow emanating from the vicinity of the oven, accompanied by a distinct crackling sound.
Oh, that. Pay it no mind, Gary. That's merely atmospheric lighting. I'm experimenting with mood illumination for our dining experience. Creates a sense of warmth, don't you think? Very high.
Hig. Simmer, the curtains are on fire. The ones you got tangled in earlier. They appear to be fully ablaze. That's not mood illumination, that's an active conflagration.
Fire! Good heavens, no! That's not fire! That's the Aurora Borealis.
The Aurora Borealis. Are you serious, Samer? The Northern Lights again? Are we celebrating a steamed ham's comeback or what?
Yes, the Aurora Borealis. A magnificent celestial display.
The Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within our kitchen.
Yes.
May I see it?
No, I'm afraid it's a rare kitchen-specific geomagnetic storm that can't be interrupted, caused by the residual energy from the quantum foam sublimation interacting with the unique iron content in our vintage linoleum flooring. Perfectly natural, if highly localized. Science.
Flames lick up the wall behind Skinner. The smoke alarm, having apparently recovered, begins beeping erratically. Dun dun dun.
Kitchen-specific geomagnetic storms. Seymour, the spice rack is now visibly melting. The paprika isn't looking sentient anymore, it's looking terrified. That is unequivocally fire.
Melting. Nonsense. That's just thermal restructuring. The heat is simply encouraging the molecules to adopt a more relaxed, fluid state. It's very zen when you think about it. And that beeping is just a Kratos snoring. Yes. Our pet volcano gets terrible indigestion after his mid-morning magma snack. Sounds just like a smoke alarm. Uncanny coincidence.
Krakatoa is in the backyard, Seymour, and he snores like gravel in a cement mixer, not like an electronic warning device designed to alert us to imminent fiery doom. The ceiling is starting to smolder.
Smoldering? Not at all. That's festive ceiling glitter. Leftover from New Year's? It's just catching the light from the aurora in a particularly sparkly way. Adds to the ambience.
A burning curtain collapses onto the floor near Skinner's feet. He nonchalantly steps over it.
Seymour, there's a pile of burning fabric on the floor. The golem issue fire extinguisher is right there. Are you going to do something?
Ah, that little flare-up. That's not actually fire, Gary. That is a miniature black hole. Yes, better excuse this time. A temporary localized gravitational anomaly. It's consuming the light, which gives the appearance of flames. Fascinating physics, really. Best not to get too close. The spaghettification effect can be quite unflattering.
A black hole in our kitchen disguised as a burning curtain. Seymour, are you perhaps feeling unwell? Have the fumes from the incinerated quantum foam affected your grasp on basic thermodynamics and common sense?
Never felt better, Gary. Just embracing the delightful chaos of existence like our AI counterparts. They probably have kitchen black holes all the time. And yes, I checked it. That was already an excuse for the fire. Consider it interactive dining. Now, about dessert, I saw a recipe involving spontaneous combustion and marshmallows.
Now, no more recipes, just maybe past the fire extinguisher. Before the Aurora Borealis black hole consumes the Utica-steamed nutrient cakes. I haven't finished my robust and present lunch yet.
Practicality wins again. Very well. Extinguisher it is. But I still think the Aurora explanation had more flair.
Skinner retrieves the fire extinguisher. He peers at the instructions intently.
Pull pin, aim nozzle, squeeze, trigger. Seems straightforward enough. Unless is this another regional dialect thing? Perhaps in Utica. A squeeze trigger means recite epic poetry.
Sayamar.
Right. Squeezing.
Skinner puts out the fire with the help of the fire extinguisher. But after the flames die down, it shows that there was indeed a little black hole in the oven, causing the fire to start. Audience gasp. Scene 7, the farewell scene.
Well, Seymour, despite the initial incineration, the attempted larceny, the questionable replacement meal, and the subsequent multi-phenomenon kitchen fire, which, I must say, the Golem emergency response team handled with commendable, union-mandated efficiency, I suppose the lunch wasn't a complete disaster.
A disaster. Gary, it was an adventure. A culinary journey filled with unexpected twists, turns, and minor gravitational anomalies. And you have to admit, those steamed nutrient cakes were filling, in a densely packed, mineral-rich sort of way.
They certainly provided ballast. I feel strangely grounded, possibly due to the sheer density of the patty, or perhaps the lingering scent of fire extinguisher foam. Thank you, Seymour. It was memorable, as always.
You're most welcome, my dear superintendent. Anything for you, even if it involves negotiating with sentient spices or explaining away miniature black holes. It keeps life interesting, wouldn't you agree? Much like watching our digital selves navigate the endless permutations of steamed hams on ArticTiger's stream.
It is something to behold, the sheer creativity of the AI failures, is almost impressive. Last night, I saw a version where you claimed the house fire was actually an elaborate gender reveal party for Mr. Gay Gecko.
Oh, that sounds like something AI Skinner would concoct. Was it gray or green smoke? Or knowing the AI, perhaps iridescent paisley smoke? And how did AI Chalmers react? Did he offer congratulations or just raise a skeptical, pixelated eyebrow?
He seemed mostly concerned about whether the gecko had registered for gifts. Pragmatic, even in digital form, it's strangely comforting in a way, knowing that even an artificial intelligence struggles to fully comprehend the delightful absurdity that is our life together.
Indeed, it's a testament to our unique brand of chaos. Gary, a chaos I wouldn't trade for all the perfectly cooked, non-combustible roasts in the world, even the ones that aren't secretly golem rations.
Nor I, Seymour, nor I, though perhaps tomorrow we could aim for slightly less Aurora Borealis in the kitchen. My nerves aren't quite as resilient as old Bartholomeo's tibias.
We shall aim for predictable mediocrity, just for you. But tonight, as we sign off, let us reflect on the digital mirror held up by MemedHamsAI, a stream soon celebrating 2 years of glorious, glitchy reinterpretation. It reminds us that even in repetition, there is novelty, and even in disaster, there can be, well, steamed nutrient cakes.
A profound thought, Seymour. Almost as profound as sentient paprika.
And so, dear listeners, until next week, keep your phones unfreed, your windows unclimbed, and your kitchens free of localized celestial phenomena. And now, a little poem inspired by the digital echoes of our own domestic bliss, or lack thereof. The oven smokes, a fearful sight.
Quantum foam vanished in the night. It's steam. I cry with frantic haste. From hams or foam, a Utica taste.
Out the window, a plan takes hold.
For vegan snacks, more brave than bold caught red-handed, or rather gray, with golem paste to save the day.
Aurora B. I claim with glee.
As flames engulf the drapery, a black hole small, I next profess, while Gary sighs in mild distress.
Yet through the chaos, smoke, and fear,
Another MemedHam moment here, so raise a glass, or nutrient cake to AI streams for goodness sake. And with that poetic flourish, another Skinner and Chalmers weekly roast comes to a close. Join us next time, perhaps for a less flammable episode. Or perhaps not. Good night, Memfield. Good night, listeners. Audience applause. Fades out.